To rebel. We will stop the steal, and Republicans in this administration and Republicans in the Mitch McConnell majority have an obligation over these next 6 to 8 weeks to designate the CCP as a criminal organization to protect these people who are being raped and raided. And lastly, like Frank said, let's make it hard. Let's make it real hard. If heaven forbid, Joe Biden seizes power with the deep state, seizes power with this fake news media, seizes power with funny money Wall Street. If he does seize power, let's make it really difficult. Let's contrast his values with God's values. He stands with the anti-human China. We believe that all children are children of God. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is with great pleasure to be here on International Human Rights Day representing my fellow Uyghurs and those who advocate on behalf of them. On this day in 1948, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and in honor of this day, I would like to share with you both the struggles and successes of the Uyghurs in their fight against the injustices they have faced. I would like to present several themes, beginning with the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, which was passed by the House in September of this year. Although the passing of this bill marks a great moment in history for the Uyghurs and the human rights organization at large, we still have a ways to go. The abuses against the Uyghurs have been brought to the attention of many U.S. senators whom have recently introduced a resolution to designate and acknowledge China's abuse of their rights against the Uyghurs as genocide. We as a nation must emphasize the corruption imposed by China and the Chinese Communist Party by acknowledging it as a part of the top international criminal organization's target list. Among the top reasons Chinese Communist Party qualifies to be on the top international criminal organization list is their immoral theft of American intellectual property and international trafficking of fentanyl. Before I conclude this speech, the final point that weighs heavily on the future of the Uyghurs is the passing of the act that recognizes East Turkestan as an independent country occupied by China. The Uyghurs have faced a long-term violence against their civil rights, which have left them susceptible to further abuse. As a fellow American, it is my only wish and intent to express the dire need of America to raise awareness and promote representation for the Uyghurs. We cannot progress without a strong, united belief of equal rights for all. If we fail to address this, I'm afraid they will not only impose their tyrannical motivations on the Uyghur people, but project that will worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Thomas Almas, Uyghur activist, former Vice President of the Uyghur American Association.
Hello everyone, I should say it's good afternoon. Before I start my speech, I want to tell my feeling about every day. I wake up every day and I check my WeChat. Is there any news from my parents, from my brothers, relatives, and other friends? Yes, if there isn't a news, it's a good news. And every time my daughter's teachers say about my daughter, she's special, but I don't like special, this word. I would like to say, I won't let my children be a common person, be a happy person, not a special person, not a special people. And I can't do this alone, but we can do this together. So from small action, I urge today, you guys, standing here, please check your clothes. Which country made your clothes? If it's made by China, it's high probably made by concentration camps. It's most probably my sisters and brothers made this clothes, which is you are wearing right now. This is the small action we can do together. And another actions are, please search East Turkestan from Google and Uyghur, and search from congress.com, Uyghur and East Turkestan, you can find some kind of bill, and you can write a letter to your Congress and the Senate and support those bills. And I can speak my speech right now. Today marks International Human Rights Day, which was chosen to honor the United Nations adoption and the proclamation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. A year later, East Turkestan was invaded and occupied by China, leading to the eradication of our people's basic human rights and freedoms. For 71 years, East Turkestan and its people have suffered colonization, occupation, and genocide. In recent years, the Chinese Communist Party's brutality hit a new level to where our entire population, regardless of whether we live in East Turkestan or the diaspora, have become affected. All of the East Turkestanis here today have relatives, some of which are their mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers who have been sent to concentration camps. Millions of Uyghurs and other Turkic people, including Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Uzbeks, and Tatars, are currently locked up in the concentration camps, sent to prisons, labor camps, and used as slave labor. In the case of East Turkestani women, the atrocities that they have faced go beyond torture, as they are subjected to forced marriages, sexual humiliation, rape, forced abortion, and sterilization. This has caused our entire nation, especially the women, both physically and psychologically damaged that is irreparable. Over 500,000 Uyghur and other Turkic children have been torn apart from their mothers, their family, and sent to state-run orphanages and broad schools to be brainwashed into worship the CCP and the China state as their mothers and family. Their identity as Uyghur, Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Uzbek, and Tatar has been removed from them and replaced by an identity labeling them as loyal Chinese communist citizens. Besides, hundreds of thousands of Uyghurs and other Turkic peoples, including tens of thousands of women, are being used as slave labor. The people of East Turkestan don't have much time. Every day, countless lives are lost. Women and children especially are suffering. Our people are on the brink of being wiped out. I especially call on women's rights organizations and children's rights organizations to break their silence and speak out against China and its CCP atrocities against women and children in occupied East Turkestan. As a woman, as a mother, a wife, and as an Uyghur American, I call on the U.S. Senate to pass Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act and urge the President to sign into law as soon as possible. I urge the U.S. Congress to recognize China and its CCP's Uyghur genocide and pass the genocide resolution quickly. I urge the U.S. Congress to pass Congressman Scott's bill that would designate the CCP as a transnational criminal organization. Lastly, I urge the U.S. Congress to treat East Turkestan on par with Tibet by recognizing East Turkestan as an independent country that is occupied by China. We can have no human rights or freedom while the murderous CCP criminals can get away with attacks on the whole of humanity. We call on the U.S. Congress and the U.S. government and the entire world to take stronger actions to hold China and its CCP accountable. Thank you so much.